Hey everyone, Jamar here from Alesis. In this video, we'll walk through installing the 1.3 Strike firmware update, which includes some brand new content along with the new software editor. There are three things that we're going to cover in this update. First, we'll download the version 1.3 Strike firmware update package and version 1.1 Strike editor. Then we'll install the firmware, and lastly, we'll install the Strike editor and update the new content. I'll be using a Mac to complete the update, but the process will be the same for Windows users. Let's start with navigating to the Strike or Strike Pro product page, click on the Downloads tab, and download the Strike Performance Drum Module Firmware and Content Update version 1.3 and the Strike Editor software version 1.1 for Windows and Mac OS X. We'll need to install the latest software editor in order to complete the content update, but we'll get to that later. Once that is complete, we can update the firmware on the module. With the Strike module powered off, connect it to the computer with a USB cable. Make sure that it is directly connected to the computer and not connected via a USB hub. It's also a good idea to disconnect all other audio MIDI devices from the computer during this update. To enter the firmware updater mode, press and hold the record button on your module, power the module on, then release both buttons. When in the firmware update mode, your module should say, load the .syx file into the updater program to install. This means the Strike is ready to take the firmware update. With our module now in the firmware updater mode, we can open the Alesis Strike Updater. Double-click the downloaded zip folder to extract it and open the firmware updater. With the firmware updater now open on our computer, it's time to find the files. Locate the Strike OS Update version 1.3 file, which is provided in the same folder as the updater you've just downloaded, and drag and drop it onto the Strike updater. This should be fairly quick. Once the update is complete, restart the updater program. Do not turn off the Strike module. We still have some files to transfer to the Strike. Once you reopen the updater, locate the Strike Trigger Update version 1.3. Just like the OS file, we can drag and drop the trigger update to the updater to begin the update. Once the module display reads Update Complete, we can restart the module by powering it off, then powering it back on. The firmware is now up to date, but we aren't finished yet. The last step is to upload all the new sample content included with the update. This will require the new Strike Editor software, which we'll install now. On Mac, just run the disk image and drag the application into your Applications folder. On Windows, just follow the prompts to install the editor software. Once it's installed, we can run it from our Applications folder. When you're ready, open the new editor and allow it to finish scanning your current kits, instruments, and samples. This will help speed up the content update. Once finished, select File, then Alesis Factory Content Update. Once again, the file that we're looking for is included in the original download for the firmware update, so navigate to this location on your computer. The file we want to select for this process is the Strike version 1.3 Content Update bin. Once the file is selected, the content will begin to update. This can take anywhere from 1 to 10 minutes, depending on your system. To ensure that this process is successful, avoid using the editor or other software on your computer. Also avoid disconnecting or powering off the module until the update is complete. Once finished, the bottom of the Strike editor will read Factory Content Successfully Updated. Click OK, and you're done. Your Strike kit is now ready to use. To verify that the update is complete, look for the two new kits, Power Station Natural and Power Station Fat, or press Utility, then F5 on the module to show the current firmware version. It should read version 1.3. Thanks for watching. Be sure to leave any questions or comments in the comment section below, and check the video description section for answers to popular questions, as well as links to more guides and tutorials. See you next time.